Welcome again, once again, boys and girls, to the fastest podcast on the airwaves today. I am Big Shug, the manager of future Hall of Famers, with my co-host, the four-time world karate champion, Ernest the Cat Miller, and we are joined today by Vic Venom, Vicious Vince Russo, Mr. Wrestling 3, and the powers that be. How you doing, Mr. Russo?
What is going on, my friend? What a thrill and honor to hook up with the cat again, bro. I'm really looking forward to this, bro.
Hey, Ms. Russo, let me correct this guy. He's a mark. I'm not your co-host. You're my co-host.
Oh, did I do that again? My bad.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. You Mark.
We're Resite. Of course we offer all-inclusive site work. We're Resite. Of course we have a dynamic site crew. We're Resite. We have secure foundations. We're Resite. Of course we're good stewards. Resite redefines the way site work is done. Contact us at resite.com. It's re-site.com.
Hey, Mr. Russo, you want to call you Vinny or Russo?
You call me whatever you want, Ernest.
I'm going to call you what?
You are the master, bro. You call me whatever you want.
I'm going to call you what I used to call you back then. Mr. Russo. How you doing, Mr. Russo?
I am doing okay. Bro, let's get our heat out of the way up top.
What heat?
Let's get our heat out of how many years, bro? 99, 2009, 25-year-old heat. Let's get it out of the way.
Hey, listen, listen, you should know I'm a real fighter. I don't carry heat. I do not carry heat around. I don't get angry. I let stuff go, but I have no heat.
I got heat, bro. I got heat.
Okay. Mr. Russo has heat to you.
Okay, all right. Well, okay, let's get it going then. Let's get the heat up.
I have been getting buried for the last 25 years, bro. Been called a racist and this, that, and the other thing by your boy, Sonny. Because I made the mistake of the first time I met Ern. I was a huge fan of you, bro. When I was working for WWE and I was watching you on TV. And even before I went to work there or there were any thoughts of working there, I would watch you and I would say, bro, this guy has so much talent. He is being so underutilized. So I made the mistake, bro, of the first time you and I met, because I remember, bro, when I started at WCW, for some reason, like, you weren't on the active roster. I don't know if you were working on that movie. I don't know what you were doing, but you know, I didn't have you available right away. And I'll never forget.
I can tell you what was wrong. I tore my ACL right before you got there. So I was out getting ready to come back. Mr. Russo, I'm gonna tell you this right here.
Wait, let me finish the story though.
Go ahead.
I remember, bro, the first time I met you and had a conversation with you, and I was so excited. It was in a parking lot. I literally remember the conversation. It was in a parking lot, and I remember I said to you, brother, like, you don't need a manager, man. You have the gift of gab. You are a great entertainer. I don't understand why they put a manager with you. So once you came back from the injury, I mean, creatively, I felt that you did not need a manager. So therefore, you know, he was not your manager, and Sonny wasn't your manager anymore. And from there, I was a racist. I hate Japanese people and this and that. I'm like, oh, bro, this guy's been going on for 25 freaking years, all because I thought the cat didn't need a freaking manager.
Now, let me get a little piece of that. Let me get a little piece of that action. I did. When I first met you, you told me all those great things, which for some reason, I did believe you. I was new to the business. And I didn't know who to trust and who not to trust. But for some reason, when you came on as a writer and you started taking over and doing everything, man, you were setting me up for success. And I recognized that. And you did say you don't need a manager. Now, other than that, when I talked to Sonny, and I actually told Sonny, I said, Sonny, listen here, I'm going to be gone. See, they were thinking about this before you got there. They were thinking about taking Sonny away from me before you got there. And I forgot who was in control when you came to WCW, but whoever was in control had just told me that they were going to take Sonny away because I didn't need him. So I told Sonny, I said, Sonny, I'm going to be out for about 6 months with my ACL, just to get my ACL back repaired and get it strong. Then I'm coming back. I said, now do me a favor. Do not go with anybody else. Don't go out to the ring with anybody. Don't manage anybody. I said, just hold tight. He said, why? I said, because I think they trying to break us up. But as long as you with me, nobody's going to break you up. So I'm sitting at home one night, and I look at TV, and here comes Sonny out with a Mexican guy.
Oh, okay.
I was like, what the hell? I told him not to do that. All he had to do is say, I'm going to wait for the cat. But I think Sonny wanted to be on TV. You know, he loved being on TV.
Yeah.
That dude loved that. He loved wrestling. He loved the energy. So Sonny went out with that guy. So by the time I came back, you have made the decision, I think, of somebody in your crew, because you had came to take over. When I came back, you said, Sonny won't be with you anymore. And that was it. That was it. But my career it took off with you because you did everything, I think everything you could do to make the show very successful. You were easy to work with. You great writers. You had some great people working with you. So that racist part, I don't know what that came in. It just came up all of a sudden.
For 25 years, because, bro, listen, Stevie Ray tried to bring the both of us together, and I had no problem with that. I'm like you, Kat. Bro, I'm 63 years old. I got 2 freaking grandchildren. You think I care about freaking wrestling heat from 25 years ago? So Stevie Ray tried to bring the both of us together. I said, no problem, man. I'll have a conversation with this guy one-on-one. Tried to bring us both together, about 2 years ago or whatever it was. And bro, he just would not stop. He wound up pissing me off, bro, where I freaking lost my temper. I swear to God, I've just been trying to figure out for 25 years, bro, why in the world would I be racist towards Japanese people? Like, I don't even know. Like seriously.
Man, I personally love Benihana.
Yeah, I don't understand. But anyway, I want to get back to you, bro, because listen, man, it had nothing to do with me, freaking Ernest. You were so freaking talented. I can still remember some of the things that we did that were just great TV, man. I could still. Do you remember when you were trying to teach the elderly people how to dance?
Oh yeah, their routine. No, listen, let me tell you a story about this video. We called it, what did we call it?
Cat bow.
Cat bow. We called it cat bow. Now, remember, I remember this. I remember we doing the cat bow kind of exercise routine, almost like the Billy Blank stuff.
Right.
And I remember they put a number up there that said, hey, if you want to be a part of this class, call this number.
Right.
But what happened, that number was the number to our office phone. Now, so this office phone, they just put a number up there. It was just to the office phone. We was not selling cat bow tapes. So, so it was just part of the routine, just part of that nightly show, So we wasn't selling the cat bow thing. But 2 weeks later, the people came back and said, man, you guys should have been selling the cat bow tapes. I said, what? They said, you would not believe the calls we've been getting in the front office for the cat bow tape.
I called 4 or 5 times. I never got that.
So I said, how did they get the number to the front office? Said the number we put on the screen for you was a fake number. It was a number that would tell people to hold for Catbo, and then they'll just stay on hold for hours.
Right.
But the people will stand on hold so long that the phone after an hour will roll over into the office phone.
Oh,
so they said people were calling like crazy. But man, listen, I don't know who was that your idea, Benny?
Oh yeah, man. Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
man.
but bro, like you could do anything, bro. That's what was so great about you. That's why I want to ask you, bro. I never got this story because, man, you talk about dropping the ball. Now, bro, when WCW, got sold to the WWE, didn't you go over there? And if you went over there, what the hell happened, bro? What happened?
My goodness, man. You sound like you interviewing me, but it's a good question.
Yeah, I need to know because how do you miss the ball on the cat, bro?
Listen, man, I went over. I remember I stayed home because they paid me a lot of money. Mm-hmm. So they said you can either go over to WWE right now and stay in your contract, or you could go home and WCW still. I had 3 years on my contract. Though.
Wow.
So I said, I took a choice. I said, okay, I got a young daughter. My son was 12, and I could stay home after 4 years on the road. I could stay home and collect money. So I stayed home, man, and I was just a stay-home father, took care of my kids, AU basketball, daughter, they in private school. I took them to school every day. So I really stayed home to enjoy myself. So one day I got a call from Johnny Ace. And John Ace was like, Cat.
Did he want to have a threesome with you?
Yeah. No.
Oh,
He said,
all right. Okay.
He said, maybe he did. Cause remember in WCW when John Ace was there, we were pretty close. Cause nobody else wouldn't do what he asked. They thought he was a snitch. Man, he would tell Kevin Nash or Scott Hall, hey, this is what we doing today. And they said, go fuck yourself. We ain't doing that today. And Johnny B trying to call something, they wouldn't listen to him. And I felt kind of bad for him. So, we kind of connected on that. But when John H called me, he said, hey, Cat, you need to come up here, man. And you'll like it up here. And I was like, well, what do I have to do? He said, all you got to do is come in and do a dark match. And to me, that was a slap in my face because why call me? They asked me to come and do a dark match. He said, well, Vince McMahon don't know you like that. And I was like, what do you mean he don't know? But I know he watched WCW. Then Vince said, listen, come up here when you decide to do it. We'll fly you in, we'll pay you, and just have a dark match. So about maybe 6 months later, I said, you know what? I started thinking. I said, the largest wrestling company in the world is WCW and, of course, WWE. I want to make sure I made my rounds. So when my career is over, I won't say I work for the largest wrestling company in the world. Right. So I said, you know what? I got money, so I'm not going to lose anything. Let me go up there and just see what it's like. So John Ace, they flew me in. I did the dark match. I left before I got home. I had a phone call from John Ace said, hey, Vince like you. We want to sign you to come in. So now, not knowing what they wanted me to do, I signed the paper. As soon as I got in, they put me somewhere I've never been a part of. I didn't know what to do and start talking about commentary, and I was like, I don't know how to do this. But they say, here, get behind the desk and just talk. So when we started that, get behind the desk and just talk about wrestling, I was good at that. Vince would be in my ear.
Oh God.
And I was with Josh. You remember Josh?
Josh Matthews. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So I was with Josh Matthews, and one day I was on the show, and I was just going at it. I was just talking. I heard Vince in my ear say, hey, Cat, remember who you're working with. He's not as entertaining as you. Slow down. Let him get a word in. So I said, slow down. So that was the first time, man. But when I went up there, man, listen, they did everything, did not promote me. I had nobody up there. I didn't have a Vince Russo who came and said, hey, Cat,
nobody let's
work together. No, nobody went to bat. Nobody. I saw Eric Bischoff, who was head of WCW, just like he was the old broom in the closet sitting in the corner. Yeah. They didn't do anything with him. They didn't do anything with Goldberg the first round. They didn't do anything with any of the WCW guys. So I said, you know what? They gave me a 4-year deal. I'm going to just collect my money. And, you know, it's not that much. I can actually make this money at home doing karate. So I went up there, man, thinking, you know what? Let me just fill it out. I love to work for Vince. And I met Vince. Vince was so nice to me. I mean, on this plane, he flew me on this plane back to New York with them. You know, I was always invited to his office. He acted like he wanted me a part of his crew. You know, so matter of fact, I was standing in the hall with me, Chris Canyon, and a couple other people. Chris had been up there. Chris had been up there already for about maybe 3 years before then. Mm-hmm. Mr. Vince McMahon walked up the hall, and I was standing right there in the hall with these guys. He walked past everybody and came to me and shook my hand and said, "Hey, Cat, how you doing? You enjoying yourself up here? How you liking it so far?" I was like, you know, I'm new, but it's growing on me. He kind of laughed and said, "Well, let me know if you need anything." You know how he was. He really, you know, man. And I didn't know at first that until Chris Canyon looked at me, he said, "I've been here 4 years." Vince had never came up to me and said hello to me. Yeah. So Vince knew who I was. He knew the talent I had, but for some reason, they just didn't do anything with me. And the way they did it, Vince, you probably understand this. They sucked my energy to where I had no confidence in myself. Absolutely. It's like I would go on the air and lose my voice because I'm being judged by all these people. Nobody there to help me. It's like, just throw him out here. So that's what happened, man.
Bro, I'll tell you what, though, Kat, to be honest with you, bro, he did not watch WCW. He did not watch ECW because my point is, bro, if somebody would have given him a reel of what you were doing at WCW, he would have done something with you in a heartbeat. I guarantee you, bro, he never saw any of that stuff.
But you know what, Vinny? I now since you said that, I can understand that because everything I did over there, like the Royal Rumble, he said, go out there, hit the ring, Cat, Dan, they're gonna throw you out. I mean, it was his idea. When I hit the ring and started dancing, all I had to do was throw 2 guys out with a one. Boom, they threw me out. I came back through and he was popping. He was just laughing. He was like, man, that was good. That was good. He came to the ring with me. You know, he hardly ever get in the ring with wrestlers. I mean, he got guys there who have never worked with him before. But during this time, I think it was me, Sable, and I was dancing. It's a clip going around now on the internet where he get in the ring and start dancing with me and didn't get kicked in the nuts.
Bro, I gotta tell you, man, Vince, man, if you remember, Kat, like the old WrestleManias, remember Vince had Aretha Franklin, and then Vince had Little Richard. Bro, Vince loved that soul music like of the 70s and shit. Bro, I guarantee you, if he would have knew about your shit with James Brown, I guarantee you he had no idea, bro. I guarantee you.
And wasn't nobody there looking out for me. I didn't have one writer. Matter of fact, when they said they wasn't going to renew my contract, I remember that day. I was like, I talked to the writer. Stephanie came up to me. And Stephanie McMahon said, you know what? It's a shame that some of these people can't use the talent that we have. I didn't know what she was talking about. Then she was like, Ernest, it's been a pleasure just working with you. And that's all I want to say. She hugged me and walked away. And then called me in his office, Jim Ross. And Jim Ross was like, well, Mr. Miller, we're not going to renegotiate your contract. You know, you got like a 90-day clause in there like that, right? So I'm like, oh, now I said, why are you guys not going to renew? He said, well, because none of the writers know what to do with you.
Oh, then my God.
I looked at him. Then he said, but this is what I'm telling you, though. Okay? He said, you're a good-looking guy. You're talented. He said, go out there and travel the world for 1 year. And then we're gonna bring you back. But to me, I'm new to the business. That sounds like somebody just telling me, get the hell out of here. You know? But
bro, if they didn't know what to do with a guy like you, should we not renew your contract, or should we fire every freaking writer on staff? That's ridiculous.
Hold on. Let me tell you what I did. Because you know what kind of person, I'm an outspoken person,
right?
When I get emotional. So I got up from him. I said, you know what? I'm going to go tell this guy. I'm going to tell him exactly how I feel. So I saw Vince walking out. I said, Vince, can I talk to you? He turned around and said, here, come on. Walked to his office, pushed the door open. He got a chair and put it right in front of him and said, hey, sit right here, Cat. And then he pulled up another chair. I said, Vince, let me ask you something. So I got the word today that your writer said they couldn't write for me. And he was like, well, you know, we've been talking about it and they just don't know what to do with you. I said, listen, if they said they can't write for Ernest the Cat Miller, they shouldn't be writing for you. That's why I told him that.
That's right.
He said, well, Cat, just take it easy. I know you're a little hot, but just take it easy. Let me think about it for a little while. Let me think about it. I said, no, you don't have to think about it because I'm not that kind of person and try to force myself on somebody. I was here. I brought my talents here. So if you wanted to use me, I was here for you. But your writer who said they can't write for me, how in the hell can they not write for Ernest Miller, but they can write for Vince McMahon? And he said, yeah, you're right. He said, let me think about it. He shook my hand and I left. And I went home mad because I said to myself, who are these writers? And then what he told me, you know what he told me, Vince? Something that you did that nobody else had the opportunity to do. No, they had the opportunity. But you did something without anybody telling you, asking you to do it. You would come to us and you would sit down with us. And you was like, okay, Cat, what do you want to do? How do you want this to look? This is the idea I have. And you would talk to us about
because he's a true writer. That's what true writers do.
Bench writers didn't do that at all, man.
No, because they were scared to death.
They did not come and say nothing to nobody. Matter of fact, I didn't even know who the writers was.
Oh man. So bro, in other words, bro, you were there for 4 years, and in 4 years they couldn't figure it out. 4 years.
Yeah, 4 years they couldn't figure it out. But listen, everything they put me in, I got a huge pop. They put me with John Cena. They put me in a dark match with John Cena. Me and John Cena against, I forgot the tag team guys. And John was going to save me, and the crowd went crazy. When the crowd went crazy, when John Cena came in, John Cena did his yo, 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 yo. And the crowd popped a little bit, but then the crowd started saying, Cat, Cat, Cat. You know how they used to do when I was in WCW?
Yeah.
So I reached for the mic, and John Cena looked at me, and he played it up. You know, he played it up. Then when he gave me the mic, the crowd popped huge, right? And I was just listening to him call my name. I said, this moment, I know I can get over.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, the referee came to me and whispered in my ear. They said, give the mic back to John Cena. And then that's when I walked out the ring. I said, bro, these guys, I'm a smart dude. I'm quiet. I'm a country boy, but I'm very smart when it comes to business. I said, these guys ain't standing on business. These guys ain't doing nothing. They developing their own guy and they using us to do it. That's when I said, let me get this little money right here and leave. You know, go home.
Man, what a shame, bro. What a waste.
Vince, one thing, Vince was really nice to me. But I tell you what, Russo, he never shitted on my head.
There you go, man. Now you got the title for this interview. Ernest Cat Miller, Vince McMahon never shit on my head. Very nice.
but Russo, let me ask you this. What about your time there? Because now this is what people are saying. People are saying that they think Vince McMahon, you sold your soul to Vince McMahon, and Vince McMahon let you go and come over to WCW just to damage and destroy WCW. Well, I was
that was a rumor.
Well, listen, all anybody has to say is, listen, I was there, and the first 3 months I was there, before the politics kicked in and I decided to go home. Anybody can look at the ratings the first 3 months that I was at WCW. In those 3 months, the ratings did indeed go up. So the theory of me going there to tank WCW, I guess I wasn't doing a very good job, because those 3 months before the politic bullshit started, we were actually going up in the ratings.
Now, if you could go back and do it over, like just one WCW year, what 5 wrestler would you take with you to start WCW, your career there?
That was working with us back then?
Yeah. No, just anybody. What 5 wrestler would you take just to say, okay, I'm going there, I'm starting WCW back over? What 5 wrestler would you take with you?
That weren't already there.
Anywhere in the world.
Oh my God. You, Ernest, would definitely be my GM, bro. You would have had that spot for 25 years, bro.
Yeah.
I like it.
Oh, yeah. To you and what's his name? Boy, that was so funny. Mike Sanders. Remember Mike Sanders?
Oh, Mike was great, bro.
You discovered Mike, man. Mike and I, we're still good friends until this day. But it was so funny when he snuck in my office. He was like, how he was a wise guy anyway. He came in my office one day. He was like, well, Cat, this is gonna be my office. I haven't yet talked to you, so I didn't know what he was talking about. I said, what you mean? Said, I'm gonna be the new commissioner one day. Then I said, oh, yeah. I said, what make you think you can be the new commissioner? Probably because I bring better ratings than you. That's what he said. I said, okay. Okay.
See, that's another thing, Kat, and that's why it's so sad with talented people like you.
Oh, yeah.
Sanders went through the same thing. Mike told me and Mike were, very, very close, even way after wrestling. And he even told me, bro, he went up there, when the transition was going over, and he said to me, bro, because I was like going to be a manager type, Paul Heyman made sure that was never going to happen, bro. And that's the part of wrestling I hate, Kat. That's why I left, bro, after 3 months. The politics and the bull. I'm not that guy, bro. I'm not. Hey, I just want to go to work and do my freaking job.
Hey, Ben Russo, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Now I'm gonna talk about WWE a little bit, because I'm gonna tell the truth. You got me in my feelings now. When I went to WWE, you was right, man. That's all you wanted to do is go there and work. But I'm going to tell you, I have people whispering in my ears, listen, be careful up there. I said, why? I said, it's a lot of stuff going on, Kat, that you don't know about in this business. You still green. I was like, man, I went up there, I said, I can handle anything. But I'm that kind of person. I don't have to be in it to feel it. I figured out what was going on once I got there. I figured out how guys were sleeping with this person. They were doing this just to get a push, just to get in on this show. I started figuring out, man, this is what's going on around here. And that right there made me nervous again, because I was not going to kiss anybody, to do what I'm great at, So I'm not going to do that. But they will always throw it in your face. Hey, man, and I'm going to tell you, one of our friends was up there. He looked at me. He said, you can be really great at this if I let you. This after I had just popped the crowd up there. And I said, what you mean if you let me? He said, you can really be a big name if I want you to do it. He wanted bookers up there. Then I was like, bro, listen, you can't stop me. I got somebody bigger on my team. I'm not afraid of these guys up here, man. You guys can't scare me, man. You guys not gonna make me. You're not gonna make me do something I'm gonna regret on down the line. I'm not gonna lose my character, and who I am and where I came from.
So you did not join the Kiss My Ass Club, is what you're saying?
I would have quit right then and walked away and bought my own Vince Russo was totally different in that, man. That's why I've always had love and respect for Vince Russo, because in that business,
he's the author of the Attitude Era, the best era in the whole business.
Two guys I respect the most in that business, other than my friends, the one I really made friends with. This gonna sound funny because it sounds like a marriage not made in heaven. And this is what I'm gonna say. My two favorite guys that did something in my life, that sparked something in my life, were two guys who did exactly what they said they were gonna do. One was Eric Bischoff. He made me leave the business I loved the most and trusted the most for a world I knew nothing about. And he did everything he said he was going to do, even when he didn't have to. And the other was Vince Russo. When Vince sat down in front of me, he told me, Cat, if you do this, I'll do this. We'll do this. And he did everything. I could go to him and say, Vince, what about this? He said, okay, then let's read it over, go talk to them. And you told them one time, because it was a time I used to get real nervous. Like sometimes pronouncing words and stuff on TV for the first time in front of people. I was really, growing up, I was really quiet. I didn't say anything. I had a squeaky voice. So it was almost like anxiety. It's like you don't want to say anything, you're just quiet. But then when you get older and you get up in life, around that age, 35, 36, I meet Vince Russo, and Vince Russo said, no, change that word. If it don't fit you, say this. Yeah. He made me feel so comfortable that I really didn't give a damn about what other people thought. So those are the two people that really, just from that business alone, you guys done a lot for me, man, even in my growth today, doing what I'm doing. Because I'm known by somebody called my mama now. Sometimes they were like, the Cat, call my mama. Oh, yeah, I know him.
Yeah.
And Vince, so you are one of those guys, man. And I want to ask you, who did you have the most heat with in the business?
Well, bro, you know, Bischoff hates me. Bischoff absolutely hates me. And bro, I think what that really comes down to, Ernest, and I do not hate Eric. I just want to make that perfectly. I don't have heat with anybody. I am so past that. I'm a Christian guy. I don't hate anybody. Eric does not like me. Eric has never liked me. And bro, I think it's because, bro, bro, in a roundabout way, Eric, was his 83 weeks with WCW. WCW was kicking the WWF's ass. Vince McMahon did not know what to do. So I was very outspoken, saying you guys need to get up to speed with society. You're stuck in the 80s, bro. And I had a big mouth, and Vince finally, he didn't know what to do, bro, because the old guard, Patterson and Pritchard, they were writing the same shows and nothing was changing. So basically, Vince McMahon said to me, you know what, bro, put your money where your mouth is. Okay, man, no problem. So I started working for Vince, and then, bro, we completely turned it around. And then we got put in a position where now the WWF was kicking WCW's ass, and that's when they let Eric Bischoff go. So I guess, bro, you can say that, I guess in a roundabout way, I may have had something to do with that, because I was now the head writer of the WWE when the Attitude Era started. So now, bro, what happens is Bischoff gets sent home. And then, I go over to WCW. So I pretty much took Eric's role creatively, Cat. I didn't do any of the business stuff or contract. Yeah, that was never me. I wrote the show, bro. That's all I wanted to do, was write the show. So,
Mr. Russo,
yeah.
Mr. Can I interrupt? This is something that's a question I've always had. You got all that success, turned the WWFE around to take back over in the ratings. Why did you leave the WWE?
Because I left the WWE because I was working 24/7 and I had young kids, and I wanted to move my family to where my wife's family was, so my wife would have help with the kids.
Right.
And I told Vince that I said, I want to move my family, whether that means I just see him on the weekends, and I can't even believe I'm saying this, and whether that means I just see them on the weekend or not. And I'll never forget, man, Vince McMahon looked me in the eye and he said, Vince, I don't know what the problem is. You make enough money now. Why don't you hire a nanny to watch your kids?
Oh,
And
wow.
right then and there, bro, it was over. It was over.
You knew it was heartless.
Over. So that's why I left. But in getting back to Eric,
yeah.
So then, bro, I go to WCW. I'm there for 3 months. We're doing everything we want to do. We're building. We're getting momentum. The politics bullshit start kicking in because guys like Flair and guys like Hogan thought I was trying to get rid of them. So they got in Bill Bush's ear, who was an absolute mark, and they worked Bill Bush. And the next thing I know, Bill Bush is calling me in his office and saying, Vince, we're going to change. We're going to make a change in direction. And I said, bro, and he goes, we're going to take a change in direction. We want you to be part of a committee. And I'm like, bro, you could take whatever change in direction you want. I have a contract that says I am head of creative. I'm not going to be part of any committee. I'm not interested in any committee. So I went home and collected my money.
Hey, listen, Russo, just to go along with what you said, that Bill Bush, he came into he got his position right at the time Eric left, and it was time for me to renegotiate my contract. So everything was set. They said, you're going to go in and now talk to Bill Bush, who I knew, we know he walked around in the hall doing it, backstage. So I went in, I sat down with Bill, and I know his job wasn't finalized. I know he wasn't, confirmed in that position. He was just in that position just for a little while until they chose somebody else. So Bill Bush looked at me, and the first thing he started doing, he started talking about, hey, Cat, you're doing really well. Your ratings are up, man. People like you. You're going to do really well in this business. And, I'm just glad you're here. And I think we can work together. Then he started talking about, but on the other hand, we got problems. We got this right here going down. We got this right here's not working. We got people who's out who going to probably be coming back. So if I have this position, we going to go. Then I stopped him. Then I said, Bill, let me tell you something. If you got me in here because you called me to the office, it's time for me to negotiate my contract, my next contract. I said, but if you got me in here and you think I'm going to dog my friends, especially Eric, I'm not going to do that. Mm-hmm. And he stood up right there and shook my hand. He said, okay, thanks for coming. I swear. And yeah. I walked out and guess what? My contract rolled over. I didn't get to negotiate it because I wouldn't stab a friend in the back.
Yeah.
I wasn't that kind of person. I don't care for how much money. Listen, I'm glad I learned that money don't make me. I make money.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. So what happened, bro, is I go home, Sullivan and his crew take over. I go home for 3 months, and in those 3 months, the ratings tank. So Brad Siegel calls me, Vince, we need you to come back, but I need you to meet with somebody. Bro, you're from Atlanta. Remember that old restaurant, Hops? Remember Hops?
Yeah.
He said, Vince, I need you to have lunch with somebody. I want you to meet them at Hops. Bro, I knew he was talking about Eric.
But Brad Siegel was the person that really did away with the company. He was the leader. He was the one to say, hey, let's get wrestling off of TNT. And he was bragging about that. Hey, I'm the one that did away with, and now look at it, it's back.
Yep, exactly.
And what do you think about that? What do you think about what's going on with the new show, AEW?
Oh my gosh, bro! Listen, man, my biggest beef with AEW is, bro, don't call it professional wrestling because it's not. It's a stunt. It's a stunt show, bro. So call it performance art. Call it whatever you want to call it. That is not professional wrestling, bro. That's not what the business was, how the business was formed. It's a spot fest, and it's just not wrestling, bro.
Ice spots, baby, all the time. Let's all get our shit in.
Yeah, that's it, man. That is it.
I'm with you. I'm with you. Well, so what are you doing these days besides your podcast? Because I'm a subscriber. Great show, by the way.
I appreciate that. Yeah, man. Thank God, man. You know, podcasting, man. Thank God it came about. I've been doing this for about 10 years now. Thank God I didn't have to get back in the business, because the business is not for me, man. You know, I mean, I say this all the time, and I think Kat will back this up. Bro, you can't be a good person and survive in the wrestling business. You just can't. You can't, bro.
Not built for Christians, brother.
Kat, am I right?
You're right, man. I tell people, they said, Kat, you still in great shape. You still look good. You were funny. You was entertaining. You could wrestle. Why are you not in the business? I said, they didn't kick me out of the business. I just didn't want to go through that process, because you can't be a good person now. I couldn't be myself.
That's right.
In WWE, in the business. Now, AEW, speaking of AEW, a lot of guys there that I work with, a lot of young guys. You know, I met Tony a couple of times, man. And, you know, me, for some reason, I just don't watch it, you know?
Yeah.
And I like to see these young guys doing what they do in there, because it's stuff that I started to do, jumping and flipping and kicking and doing spots. But then once I met you, you showed me how to slow it down, just tell a story.
Yeah.
And now every spot they do is a big drop spot, and nobody really cheer for them anymore. Nobody want to hear the story anymore.
Yeah, man, that's it. And that's what wrestling was, man. Story and character, man. That's why you were so over, bro. But that doesn't exist today, man. It just doesn't exist.
And but is that good? Is that
all three products?
No, bro. I swear to God, I only watch wrestling because I get paid to watch wrestling.
Right.
If I didn't, and I don't watch AEW at all. I only watch the WWE. If I didn't get paid to watch the WWE, I wouldn't watch any wrestling.
So did you watch?
Hold on, Ray. Hold up, Ray. I got a good one.
Okay.
What about TNA and how they let go of Scott? Did you hear about that?
Yeah, I heard about that, but
what's going? I mean, I thought it was strange. You know, the business. As soon as the business make a big leap forward, it's like, how can you step in and take the guy away from it that was partially responsible for that big leap?
I will, Kat, I will tell you that off camera.
Oh yeah, I've been trying to figure it out. Because you know, when they come to Atlanta, he'll call Scott, hey Kat, can you come and do something with us down here in Atlanta?
Yeah, no, Scott was a good dude. Good dude. I worked with Scott I worked with Scott for like freaking 10 years at TNA. Good dude, but I'll tell you off camera.
So you may not be. So I don't want to see you showing up on TNA.
No, again. Bro. I ain't leaving this studio, bro. This is it. I wake up, I go downstairs, I go to work, I finish up. No, I ain't getting on no airplanes, Kat. Those days are over.
Well, let me let the Super Mark have at you right now. Go ahead, Mark.
Mark, my name is Ray, Kat, and I will slap.
Okay,
you.
All right, go ahead, Ray.
Right. Here's my question: did you watch the presser from Las Vegas last night?
I did not, because nobody paid me to watch it, but I did. I did see clips. So I know what's going on. So you can ask me what you want.
Do you feel like what I feel like, that it's damage control in real time?
Oh God, yeah, absolutely. They're changing the story day by day. And you know what the funny thing is, bro? Here's the funny thing. Whatever Vince did, and whatever Vince may be guilty of or not guilty of, at the end of the day, bro, everything was Vince's decision.
Yeah.
Now you've got Hunter, you've got Rock, you've got Ari Emanuel, you've got Nick Khan, and you can see that, bro. You could see that they're in that meeting room, and they are.
Is Brian involved in that as well, you think?
Who's that?
Brian, the guy who wrote the book. I can't pronounce his last name.
Gerwarts.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's involved in that. And bro, that's what's coming across TV, bro. You are changing stuff. On Friday, Cody says, I'm not gonna wrestle you at WrestleMania. 6 days later, I am gonna wrestle you at WrestleMania. Bro, they are making this so confusing because guess what, man? You don't have a Vince McMahon anymore that's saying this is the way we're gonna do it. End of story. And that's what it looks like.
Whoa, wait a minute. Mr. Russo, now you just start filming. You telling lies. You know this and I know this. Vince is still at home calling those things.
Nah, he can't.
Come on, man. Come on, Vince.
He can't be,
Vince,
bro.
Not now.
Hey, Vince McMahon would never die. Vince McMahon would never leave wrestling. He gonna always have something. Come on, it's his son-in-law. You don't think they talk on the phone?
Feel about what's happening
hold up, Mark, hold up. Shut the hell up. Let me get this from Vince Russo. Russo, you mean to tell me The Rock, who Vince McMahon actually made, Triple H, son-in-law, and other people in place, you mean to tell me you don't think they talk to Vince about what's going on?
I will tell you this, and you will understand this. I will tell you this. First of all, bro, I believe that Vince's entire regime will be gone in 2024. That includes Triple H, every single one of them. Now, I'll tell you this, Kat. Since Rock was put on the board of directors and he already brought his writer back, Gerwitz and all that stuff, bro, I'm telling you, as I look at that company right now, there is no longer a need for Triple H. So I think Triple H is walking on eggshells, which is why I think he would never be talking to Vince about the business, because if they ever found out, he'd lose his job like that. But no doubt in my mind, yes, he is still having conversations with Bruce Pritchard. No question. Bruce will, that will go on until one of them is in the grave.
Come on, I can almost see it. Vince calling someone there, maybe this. I might need to change that. How was your day today? Well, what you gonna eat for lunch today? Yeah. Well, I got a date tonight. You want to hang out with us? I can hear Vince still having that conversation and running the show a little bit. I just can't see him totally leaving the business.
I don't think he has any choice, though, at this point, Kat. I think TKO and Ari Emanuel, they want him as far away as possible because, bro, there's more coming down. I mean, we've only seen the tip of the iceberg. So I believe they want him as far away from as the company as possible.
Now, Vince, let me ask you something. Why have you went into anything else? Stevie Ray, our friend, told me this a long time ago when they first started to notice it. Everything on TV, acting, pro sports, everything got a little wrestling into it now. Everything got, man, it will be someone like you who's a known writer for what you did with WWF, WWE. Man, don't you think you can work in pro basketball to tell stories like they doing? And that's all they doing. Like Kansas City. People talking about not the football game. Who they talking about?
Taylor Swift. Yep.
Taylor Swift. That's a story that people can write around. Yep. Okay, this is what we gonna do. Why have you thought about going into some other platform and spreading your talent?
Bro, do you know why? Because Kat, I swear to God, listen, bro, I'm like you. I didn't have this dream to get into professional wrestling since I was 5 years old and this, that, and the other thing. Bullshit, bro. I had 2 video stores. Blockbuster put me out of business and I needed a job. Okay, bro, that's how I got into wrestling. But Kat, if I had my choice, way back in the day of what I would have wanted to do for a living, Bro, I've always loved radio. I wanted to get into radio. That's what I really wanted to do. So now, bro, with podcasting, like it's the next best thing. So I'm really doing something, bro, that I love to do. I'm my own boss. Nobody F's with me. I don't have to travel. I don't have to play by anybody else's rules. I don't have to wear a suit. And this is just perfect for me at this point in my life.
I'm beginning to enjoy it too. But when I first, Ray, I tell you, we were talking about this. I said, Ray, it take a little bit more effort and time than what I thought it was to run a podcast. And didn't I just tell you that, Ray?
Yeah, but it's still, if you think about it, still pretty easy.
Yeah, it's easy. However, though,
it's easy for him because you're not trying to put the effort. If you're trying to put forth a good show and you're trying to do something that can educate people and people can learn from, especially in the wrestling world, it takes a lot of extra time to prepare for this.
Well, not only does it take like time to prepare, Kat, though, bro, it takes time to make money in podcasting. I mean, it literally, I mean, bro, like the first 2 years, like I made nothing, but what's important is consistency. So like, even though I was making nothing in the first 2 years, bro, I was doing the show every single day. So people knew, if we subscribe to Vince's show, he's going to be there. He's not going to, walk away in a year or go work for WWE or go do this. So, putting in the time for those 2 years, being on every single day, it really just takes a little time to develop it. That's all.
Quick question. How many employees do you have? Are you a one-man show? Do you do it yourself? Do you have a producer? Do you have an editor? How do you do it?
No, bro, I have one guy, Jeff Lane. Jeff has been with me from the beginning, and basically it's just the two of us, man. That's it. It's I'm pretty much the on-air talent, and he does everything, he needs to do behind the scenes pretty much.
And how did you, just because we're new at it, this is probably what, our 25th show? Kat? Yeah. About 25. How did you get monetized, and how did you actually start making money?
Well, bro, see, here's the problem, and Kat will understand this, especially because I'm talking about professional wrestlers. First of all, bro, there's no question in my mind. When I started podcasting, I did not put my eggs in the wrestling basket, because I have no control of what they do in wrestling. So I'm not going to depend on them for me to make a living. So I made the decision up front. I'm putting my eggs in the Vince Russo basket. That's what they're buying, bro. That's what they're subscribing to. That's why a guy like Kat, with his personality, bro, and his gift of gab, they are buying into Kat, because there's not another person like him. But what happens in the wrestling game and podcasting is, bro, everybody gets into it, but if they're not making money within the first 3 months, they're out of it. That's why I said, bro, you have to know, I'm not going to make money for a little while, but as long as I'm consistent and I'm there every single day, the money will come, because one by one, everybody else drops out like flies.
Wow.
Yeah.
I love before we get offline, get your guy phone number and talk to you a little bit more about this, because like I said, we're new to it, but we getting some pretty good attention. We getting good views.
No, because they're buying into you, Kat. They're going to buy into you and your stories and your personality. But that's the thing, man. If people get into podcasting thinking they're going to make money immediately, it doesn't happen that way, because you do have to build a fan base, and that takes a little bit of time.
That's everything. Even in my karate school, we start one student at a time. Then they think, we got 150 to 200. So now we're making money. Now we can make decisions. Now the business become a business.
Yes.
So I most definitely understand that. So what do you have going on in your future now that you're looking forward to other than the podcast? What do you have going on in your life that you know, is it the Super Bowl? I think you look like a Kansas City Chiefs kind of fan.
Well, bro, I believe as a lot of people in the business do. Kat, everybody in wrestling thinks everything's a work.
You ain't glad. Yes.
You know, bro, there ain't no way. I'm telling you, this is a lock. There ain't no way the Kansas City Chiefs are losing the Super Bowl with Taylor Swift and all that hoopla, getting her down on the field after the game and kissing Kelsey. That's a lock, bro. Kansas City Chiefs are winning the Super Bowl. That is a lock.
But your team is probably the Jets or the Giants, I'd imagine.
Yeah, I'm a Giants fan. I'm a New York Giants fan. Yeah.
And that's where we parted ways as a Cowboy guy.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
So Vinny, let me get to you about a few things, just a few more things, then we can let you get out of here, because I know you probably got a big day ahead of you. And
bro, I usually don't. That's the beauty of it. Like, I swear to God, Kat, like, bro, I work Monday through Thursday. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, don't call me. I don't do nothing. That's why, for you, like, I book this first thing Friday morning, but I usually have Friday, Saturday, Sundays scot-free.
Man, listen, now are you going, I know you said they ain't going to pay you, but you can't help but to think about watching WrestleMania, right?
Kat, do you want to know the truth? This is the God honest truth.
Please,
bro,
please.
I think the last WrestleMania I wrote, I think was WrestleMania 15. Mm-hmm. Kat, from WrestleMania to 15 to WrestleMania 40, I've watched one WrestleMania.
Wow.
I got no interest in it. I really have zero interest. Kat, my podcasting is about the business of the business. I could talk about the business of professional wrestling all day long. Everything that's going on now, the power moves and all this stuff. Bro, I'm not a fan of the product. I don't care about the product. It doesn't interest me. I have zero interest in WrestleMania. I don't care who's in the main event. I just have zero interest in it.
Man, that just sounds so strange. I'm going to tell you why. Because you helped build wrestling into what it is today. You're responsible for some of the stuff that's going on. Because it was a period of time that Vince Russo was the man. If he couldn't make that bridge to where they could bridge the gap, wrestling could have went off TV years ago.
Correct.
But you're responsible for what these guys are able to do. They're able to take care of their family. They're able to have a job. They're able to do a lot of things because of you. So I think people should give you your roses and flowers now. You know what I'm saying? Not wait till something happens. Oh, Vince Russo was such a great guy. I'm giving it to you now.
You deserve that, bro.
You deserve, man, so much more recognition. And, but this business, it's like you give this business, when you in it, you give it love, but it'll never give you that same love back.
Absolutely, bro.
You garnered my respect. Garnered my respect when you came out there and said, "You'll never see that bald piece of shit ever again." And damn it, if he wasn't back like 2 weeks later.
Who was that, Ray?
You know who I'm talking about, brother.
Oh yeah. Oh man,
brother.
Hey, Vin Russo, I was in the locker room.
God, it was so funny.
I couldn't tell if that was a shoot or work still until this day. It was so, whatever y'all did or whatever was done in the ring, you guys still tricked me, and I was right back in the back.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I was like, is this real?
Can you tell us 25 years later, was it real?
That was the idea, bro, to try to convince everybody it was real. It was everything I did out there. Hulk was 100% aware of.
Oh my goodness. Yes. I could not, because the look on his face and the look on your face, I was like, you had a baseball bat with you? I was like, what the? Is this real? No lie. I'm sitting back in the back now, a few feet away from the ring, watching this on the monitor, and I still got to ask myself, is this real?
Yeah.
Or what? And I asked somebody, but man, that was stuff. Man, when you was there, you did a great job, man. Right? Your writing was good, man. The way you ran the entertainment side of the company was great, man. I mean, it was just, you know, I think if you had a little bit more time, I think maybe, you know.
Oh yeah, that's my only regret, bro. But that's something I had no control over. If I would have been left alone for a year, like who knows? Who knows what would have happened? But you know, like I said, bro, you know, you had guys like Flair and guys. I started pushing the younger guys a little bit more.
You did.
You had guys like Flair and Hogan thinking I was pushing them out, which I wasn't at all. That was not.
Whoa! You did call the Millionaires Club or something,
right?
Go home. Go home.
We had the angle with the Millionaires Club and the new breed. I think it was the new blood. New blood.
That was good too. Oh man, and it was so fun with me being. It's like me being in between the kids and the parents.
It was great.
And I'm the commissioner.
Yeah.
But it was I got along with the kids and the parents. I kind of understood. So it was good, man. I mean, it really was a good, fun time for me.
It was
so many stories going on in the back that you could tell on TV.
Yep.
You know, it's like,
that's it.
It's like, so Mike Sanders said, Cap, I'm going to win your job. I'm going to win the commissionership from you, and then I'm going to kiss Miss Jones. I said, you going to do all that? He said, yeah, I'm going to do it right up. So they called it. So I could have talked the guys out of it. So I said, no, Miss Jones, he going to kiss you once he put me down. He going to come and lay a big kiss on you. And then she said, I said, yeah, but on here, see, you get this slapping. So I said, yeah. So I told her, I said, listen, when you slap here, I want you to lay it in. Make him pay for that, you know?
Yes.
And the spot came, he went around and kissed it. I'm sitting in the corner. Listen, that was a slap from hell. I mean, his eyes were rolling in his head. He was like, hold on, I went and grabbed him. I said, you all right, Mike? He said, she slapped the hell out of me. Why? I said, come on back in the ring. Come on back in the ring. Man, was that so funny, man. It was such a good time. And you know what? Any more questions for you?
Yeah. Since you're in the business of the business, would you have ever told a young Vince Russo that one day the WWE would sell one of their TV shows for $5 billion to Netflix, to a paywall?
I would have never thought Vince would have sold his company, but that's a whole other conversation, man, because he sold his company out of spite. Because this is why I talk about the business of the business, because the important things nobody talks about. What happened was, bro, those NDAs came down, you know, several months ago, and Vince went home. And then Vince decided, you know what? I shouldn't have went home. They talked me into going home. I'm going to go back. Okay. When Vince went back, they had to vote him back into the company. Triple H, Stephanie McMahon, and Nick Khan voted against Vince. They voted against Vince coming back. And that is when Vince said, over my dead body, will you ever own this company? And that's when he decided to sell the company. He sold the company out of spite. Nobody talks about these things. These are the important things, Kat. These are the important things.
That's an enlightenment today. We learned something today.
Yes, Kat. They voted against him.
But I'm saying, so he sells it for, what was it? How many billions did he sell it for to him?
Oh, God. I don't even remember.
Okay. Man. But then he takes one show. So obviously the guys at TKO are pretty damn smart. So they take that and then they parlay it to a $5 billion sale to Netflix just for one show, the Raw show.
Right.
So wonder when it comes time for SmackDown, what they're going to do with SmackDown. Now I've heard rumors.
Well, they already did that. SmackDown is going on. They're going on USA Network.
USA, that's what I was made that
deal. Yeah. We don't need to hear rumors when we got the man right here himself. Ask him what he think, Big Ray.
I got you. Well, he just said exactly what I've read. It is going to back to USA. So at least
that deal's done. It's done. SmackDown's gonna be on USA Network next year.
Okay. Hey, do you ever think AEW be able to even compare to what WWE done?
Never.
You don't think so?
But see, Kat, that's the thing, man. You got to look at AEW different because Tony Khan is not in it to make money. He's in it because he was a mark growing up. He was a Dave Meltzer mark. He was booking wrestling when he was 5 years old, whatever the case may be. His father becomes a billionaire, so Tony Khan buys a wrestling company, so now he can play with real life action figures. Tony Khan he's not in this to make money. He's in this because he loves booking a wrestling company.
But didn't it start out by saying something like, I'm gonna change wrestling, I'm gonna give a union, I'm gonna have health insurance for all wrestlers, I'm gonna have a retirement for. Didn't it start out that way?
Absolutely. And what does it always turn into? What does it always turn into, Kat? It always turns into the wrestling business.
Yeah,
okay?
Exactly.
It always turns into the wrestling business.
Like nobody asked him, where is the union?
Right.
Yeah, I think I remember him saying, no, maybe somebody else said, but I thought I heard him say that I want to change what the business of wrestling is about.
That's exactly what he said 4 years ago. That's exactly what he said.
None of that has happened yet.
No, and it won't happen.
No, it won't, because there's no need. He's, like you said, he's a billionaire,
playing
with dad money. And he can pack up and go home anytime he like, and leave a lot of family, a lot of people, out there on the island.
Right. Absolutely. 100%.
Well, this has been an enlightening show today, and we appreciate you taking your day off to spend it with an old Mark and an old washed up karate man.
Hey, listen, man, when Ernest the Cat Miller calls, I drop everything. Bro, I'm working on my day off, bro. I'm working on my day off because the cat called and I dropped everything, bro.
And where are you living at right now, Vince?
I am living in the beautiful state of Colorado. I love Colorado, bro. I've been here for about 15 years.
Oh, my goodness. My son-in-law is from out there, so I'll be coming out there to some of the games and stuff.
Oh, you got to let me know, bro. Definitely let me know. We'll definitely hook up.
Goldberg's
son. Have you been to any Colorado games since Prime's been the coach?
What's that?
Have you been to any Colorado games since Prime's been the coach?
Bro, tickets went from $20 to $300. So no, I haven't.
You want me to Venmo you $300 so you can go see a game, brother?
Man, I wanted to go. I wanted to go so bad last season, bro. The tickets are insane.
Hey, where my son-in-law from there, he went to Yale though. He graduated from Yale, played with Atlanta Falcons for the last 6 years. And he lived out there. And Goldberg's son just signed with them.
I saw that.
I'll be out there and I'm gonna work on getting us a couple of tickets.
Oh, that would be awesome, Cat. Are you kidding me? That would be awesome, bro.
Well, listen, man, I'd like to thank you for coming on the Cat's Corner right here. Big Ray, go ahead and do the sponsorship, man. Recite.
The Cat's Corner has been brought to you by Recite, your one-stop shop for all your construction needs. You only need to call one number, and that's Recite. One call does it all.
Can you tell Vinny goodbye with Dusty Rose, since it's Dusty Rose week?
Yes, and Vinny Roo, if you will. You know, I was a son of a plumber and I was in Austin, Texas. And you didn't have to write for me, baby, but I'm glad you did. When I joined the NWO, it shocked everybody, especially Tony Schiavone.